morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, August the 9th. We're going to talk about summertime plants, natural flowers in central Missouri. Nadia Navarrete-Tindall is with us, and she is an expert on native plants. In fact, you live, eat, breathe native plants, don't you?
That's right.
Yeah, they are so important to our environment. How many different varieties of native plants are we blessed with in Missouri?
Well, there are more than 3,000, but
3,000?
Yes, in their counting, we never know exactly how many we have. But when we talk about native plants in gardens, there are a few that are commercially grown. And in our case, in Colombia, we have my husband and I, Randy. Have a garden since we moved to Colombia, and we have established approximately 150 species. So it's more like a botanical garden, is how I consider.
Are you cultivating the garden, or are you letting it go naturally?
We have to maintain it. It's a little while. Some people that come and see our yard might say that it's a little jungle there, but the diversity that we get is really amazing for us. Insect diversity has increased and birds come all the time. We offer not only food but also protection for birds. And at the same time, we have to be sure that we don't only plant the native plants, but also we offer water, because that is very important for birds, especially in the summertime. So in our yard, we have not only wildflowers, we have shrubs, we have vines, we have grasses, sages, mosses just grow on their own, and even ferns can be established in shaded areas. We have some trees, like even sweet gum trees. We sometimes think that they might be a nuisance because they're balls that fall in the fall or in the winter, but goldfinches feed on the seed.
The goldfinches feed on
the seed of sweet gum.
Now, if you just let a piece of land go, it will become wild and natural on its own, will it not?
Depending on the history. It doesn't mean that just because you let it go, you're gonna have your native plants. They might have been extirpated, depending on the use of the land.
Well, I have let about a 20-acre piece of land just go natural for the past 5 or 6 years, except for a walking path that I have cut in there. And Nadia, this summer, I have enjoyed some of the most beautiful wildflowers that I've ever seen in my life. Just coming up on their own. I do nothing to it at all. There's no watering to it.
But you live in the outskirts of town, and it may
Yes, I live about 30 miles north of Columbia.
So,
and I must have 4 or 5 different types of milkweed that's growing in there.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
And the different wildflowers that have been coming out, blooming, it seems like on a 3 or 4 week period, new wildflowers will start blooming. And it's just, it's amazing, and it's inspiring to just watch this beautiful piece of nature come alive all on its own.
Yeah, well, in your case, probably the land wasn't really completely disturbed. There was already a seed bank, and you allow it to flourish by just stopping mowing. But if you do that in Colombia, in a backyard, all you're gonna get is probably a lot of weedy plants. There might be a goldenrod here and there. So you have to establish native plants in an area that has been completely disturbed. There are cases, like even pastures, if you let them alone, you might have some native plants.
Yeah.
But in the case of gardens, you usually have to, first of all, you have to let your vegetation go, and then you can identify the plants before you cut them. Maybe your previous neighbor or a seed that the bird brought is establish a native plant, but it's recommended to do just to do a survey of what you have first. You're really lucky. In our case, we have to establish the plants, and if we don't have room for them, we put them in big pots.
Now, the city of Columbia is trying to promote native diversity, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have your yard just chock full of native plants. Can people come over and take a look at these native plants if they want?
We are open to the public. The front yard is open. We actually have some signs that people can come and look. Our neighbors pass by and they learn by just looking at the signs. But if you wanna come as a group, I will welcome a warning.
Yeah,
They can
okay.
contact us either by checking on Randy's blog. It is called Nadia's Backyard, or at my Facebook page that is Native Plants Program.
Okay,
So either
it's
way
called
they can
Native
contact
Plants what?
Program.
Okay, all right. And you brought along some beautiful native plants here. For the people listening on the radio, describe what do we got right here?
This is purple milkweed. It's a common
That's a
purple
milkweed?
I'm sorry, purple coneflower.
Yeah,
Sorry.
purple coneflower. I don't know. That's a different kind of milkweed
We're
there.
talking about milkweeds, but no, yeah, definitely. This is a coneflower, it's purple coneflower, and I brought just to show you that they are so beautiful. But later, in late summer, now they're already getting drying out. The finches, talking about the goldfinches, they will come to feed on the seed of the purple
coneflower. Yeah, that's just and so just leave it, and the finch will feed on it.
The finches and they're so beautiful and they sing so beautiful. So they love the seed
And then
of this
it will
coneflower.
reseed itself with these seeds also,
Yeah.
correct?
So if someone doesn't want to spread too much purple milkweed, they would have to cut it and maybe
purple
put them in
coneflower.
the
You
purple
called it milkweed again.
Sorry, I'm
You
glad
got milkweed on
Yeah, I
But
have it in my
anyway,
mind.
the important thing is to let nature take its hand. Maybe you got to give it a little bit of help from time to time, but nature has a way of taking care of itself.
Yeah.
All right. What's your
Yes.
blog again?
It's Nadia's Backyard.
Nadia's Backyard. You can go Google it, and you'll find all that information, and you can take a tour of Nadia's Backyard and just walk among all of the native plants in Missouri.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nadia Navarrete-Tindall. It's a pleasure to have you here
Well,
and
thank
talking
you,
about
Paul.
native plants. All right? Tomorrow, we've got Mar Doring on with a precious little puppy, too. I want to remind you that if there's something that you would like to hear or see, I would love to hear from you. All you have to do is drop me an email. That's pepperp@missouri.edu. And we'll look for you tomorrow morning at 8:50 on KBIA.